This video is brought to you by CuriosityStream. Signing up with CuriosityStream will give you the opportunity to see the extended version of this video. More on that later. Hi everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. This week I had the opportunity to teach a class on Open Studio, which is a great YouTube channel you should follow if you aren't already, to a bunch of eager students on Zoom who wanted to learn about harmony. More specifically, I was teaching them about choosing altered dominants. I have another video about that on my channel, and it's a good one, but I go a little deeper today because I've discovered some things that I hadn't really thought about before. Like the title suggests, we'll be using the song More Than You Know and exploring the different ways that harmony supports the melody. It's exciting stuff. I'm really excited to hop into it with you. I want to go over to the piano and we will dive into it. All right, I'm not sure if you know this song, More Than You Know. Here are the chord changes to it. I'd like to sing just the first 8 bars for you. More than you know, more than you know, man of my heart, I love you so. Lately I find you're on my mind, more than you know. Just 8 bars. It's such a gorgeous tune. I think one of my favorite versions of it is by Barbra Streisand. Oh man, the woman can phrase, can't she? Okay, I'd like to talk about altered dominants. Now, when I say a dominant, I mean a chord like G7, right? That's built with a major triad on the bottom and a flatted 7th on the top. When we talk about altering a dominant chord, oftentimes we'll talk about either sharping or flatting the 5. So this is the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Sharp it and you get this. That kind of feels like an old-timey sound to me. We're going to use it in this song. You've already heard me play it. If you flat the 5, you get this sound. To me, it sounds kind of like a crunch. These sounds will have like different adjectives to everybody. You'll feel them differently. But yeah, like a crunch for me. You also have the 9 that you can deal with. A lot of times as jazz players, when we see G7, we add the 9. There's that 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You also have the option of flatting the 9 or sharping the 9. Here's the regular 9. There's the flat 9, and to me that kind of sounds like, diminished, right? This part of the chord is fully diminished, so it kind of sounds like it really just wants to pull you right there to the tonic. But we can also sharp the 9. This one, like, I don't know, it's just this, the kids would say a sick sound. I think it's super sick. I remember being drawn to it when I heard it as a teenager because it was a dominant chord. It had this major 3rd in it, but it also had what seemed like the minor 3rd. But because it was spread out so far, it just, I don't know, it's like a different beast. Anyway, I love that one. Then you've got all combinations of them, right? If you'd like, you can flat the 5 and flat the 9. If you'd like, you can sharp the 5 and flat the 9. Or how about sharping the 5, sharping the 9? Sharping the 5, flatting the 9. How about instead keeping the regular 9, sharping the 5? Oh, how about keeping the crunchy sound, keeping the regular 9 this way? What if we add a 13? Sometimes when we see a G7, we add that 13 as a jazz player. So what if we take the 13 and the flat 9? There's just, I forgot the 7. There are all kinds of opportunities for us to make alterations to dominant chords. We can make alterations to other types of chords too, but today I want to focus on the dominant. So I'd like to ask you something. Usually when you see, like you do in the second half of the first bar of More Than You Know, you see this G7 sharp 5. Almost always when you see an alteration, a very specific alteration like that, written out in the chord changes, it's because the melody is that note. So we would think that the melody might be that note, but it's actually not. It's more than you know. Oh, it's actually this 9. So that's important to know when we get to that chord, if you'd like to embellish it somehow. Know that the 9 is great to play because it just reinforces what's already there in the melody. And it's just a nice sound, right? Sharp 5 with the regular 9. Let's sing that together. Sing the sharp 5, ooh, and sing the 9, ooh. Did you get them? It's a nice bright sound, and I like it a lot. Okay, but I've blown the first theory that I've told you. You know, when there's a very specific alteration written, it's usually because the note is in the melody. It's not the case here. If we look at a song like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and we get to the part that goes, faithful friends, that part, the melody note is a C, the chord is a B7, the C in B7 is the flat 9. So if you are playing that song and you see F sharp, minor 7 flat 5, and B7 flat 9, you'll know that the B7 flat 9 was written expressly for the purpose that there's a dang flat 9 in the melody, all right? But it's not the way it is on More Than You Know. It's not at all. And why do you think it is? Did you hear how that sounds? What about when I sing it? More than you know. How does it feel to you? What does it feel like it's doing? Does it feel like it's maybe moving things along? Does it feel like it's actually moving somewhere specific? Like maybe this third and sharp 5th of G7 really want to go down and have nice voice leading to G minor that's coming up next. Maybe that's why. Well, where was it before it was at a D sharp? Could have been the C, right? So what if we've got this sound, C6, G7, G minor? Could you imagine being, the altos in a choir, and those are your notes, first alto, second alto or something? We kind of can't stop there, right? You can feel that it wants to keep going, doesn't it? Yeah, sometimes an alteration like that, a very specifically written altered dominant alteration, can be for the purpose of the harmony. Imagine if this was the Duke Ellington Band playing More Than You Know. Any big band that you love, you might have the saxophones up here. And you might have your trombones playing this kind of melody. Can you hear that? Like you can hear a horn section, very subtle, just moving things along, making it beautiful, making you feel something somehow. Where does it want to go after that? How about C7? Can you think of a way that we could alter this dominant and keep the harmony going the way that it's going? How about that? How about if we keep the B flat from G minor and we make it a flat 9 on C7? We've got to check it in context. Always check in context to make sure things sound right. More than you know, more than you know, man of my. I think it sounds great. And now, they want to keep going down, don't they? To F major hard. And can we make them even go further than that? I mean, how amazing is it that we've done this? It's like magic, right? That just has worked all the way down. Beautiful. All right, but could we keep going? Well, let's see. If we did, what's next? We've got the E half diminished, or minor 7 flat 5. We could go from there to there, right? Now, how about the A7? Well, we've already got the flat 9. We've got the dominant 7. Let's keep them. And how are we getting to D minor? Here. And then what have we got? F minor 6. How about that? So we've had this. Sing the bottom one with me. Let's just listen to how those sound this time. Now the G twice. And and it's so beautiful. Isn't it nice? Gosh, what else could you do with it? I mean, now that we've discovered it descends all the way down, I mean, even if you just take this note. I could hear that. I could hear maybe a trombone player just playing those half notes while somebody else plays the melody. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? Yes, it would. What about if you have to cover all of this on your piano? I mean, that wouldn't sound great to go. Right, it's not great. You have, as a pianist, a solo pianist especially, you've got more to cover. So what are some options? A nice stride where you hit them all on the upbeat like that. 1, 2, here you have to change twice. You could for sure do that. Right, that sounds fine. Something like that. That's a great way to play it. What if you want to get even more fancy? How about an arpeggiated kind of thing? That's not bad. Play that C in its second inversion, just a triad. Land on the next one. Now play the G minor, first inversion. Land on the next one. That's not bad. Keep it going. I like it. What if you instead wanted to write a little line, like a little chromatic line that used those notes in some way? More than you know, more than you know, man of my heart, I love you so. Something like that. That's not bad. I could hear Jerry Mulligan doing that. Have you listened to him play duets? Oh my gosh. Just listen to him say with Chet Baker and the kind of lines that he can improvise underneath a melody. Oh my gosh. So it's amazing to me that just having this very specific named altered dominant, G7 sharp 5, can spark everything, right? Now sometimes as musicians, at least for myself, I tend to have this kind of OCD. I might make a video about it in the future because it's definitely there. But sometimes if I have an idea, like if I have the idea that I'd like to descend, more than you know, man of my heart, I love you so. I might want to keep going with my descension. Lately I find you're on my mind, more than you know. I could, and it kind of sounds pretty good, I guess, but it might be overkill. You definitely want to use your discretion to avoid having your tendency to, carry out an idea. I'm calling it my musical OCD. You want to know when to stop. So be aware of that. But there are all kinds of things you can do within this kind of practice of choosing an altered dominant, deciding what sounds best. And we've only scratched the surface, I've talked about adding the regular 9 on that first chord because it's in the melody, but I haven't talked about what other notes to add as we play these notes that ascend and give us this direction in our harmony. More than you know, we've got a flat 9 here that we've decided on, but I could put in a sharp 5 if I wanted to. Man, but I shouldn't. That's the melody note. You always have to check where's the melody note. So it wouldn't be a good idea to sharp the 5 here. It wouldn't be a good idea to flat the 5. Either way, we're gonna have this kind of a rub with the melody and either of those alterations. So the next thing I might ask myself is, could I add the 13 instead? Back to get context. More than you know, more than you know. Here it is. I don't mind that at all. Man of my heart. That was a pretty good option. I love, we've got the 3rd in the melody, and I'm gonna hop up, you, here's you, we've got the 5 here, so we don't wanna flat it, we don't wanna sharp it. You so, and here's the melody, late, it's right there, it's on the 6 of the minor 6 chord. Could I add a 9 in there? Lately, yeah, I totally could. Yeah, that might be the only note I'd like to add. Sometimes I think about the 11 on a minor chord. Late, but I think that changes everything about it, and I don't like it at all. It's so fun for me to just try options like this. Figure out why something's written, if it needs to stay that way, how it can make me make better choices about what I play, what it can teach me about writing a tune, what it can teach me about harmony. And to me, it's all so beautiful. Just for kicks, I'll put it into practice. More than you know, more than you know, man of my heart, I love you so. I even found more options there, didn't I? Yeah, keep exploring, everybody. It's more fun than you know. This video is brought to you by CuriosityStream. CuriosityStream is a subscription streaming service with thousands of documentaries and nonfiction titles. And if you sign up for CuriosityStream using my link that you see here or in the description, you'll also get access to my other streaming service, Nebula. You've heard me talk about Nebula before. Nebula is a streaming service that was built by creators like myself for creators, specifically for educational content, and content that might just not work on YouTube. I can go a little more in depth over on Nebula than I can here on YouTube, as you'll see when you watch the extended version of this video over on Nebula by signing up for CuriosityStream. I absolutely love CuriosityStream. I'm kind of a nut for documentaries, so it's a good spot for me, and a sponsorship, which I'm really grateful for and I absolutely love. By signing up for CuriosityStream, you're helping out educational creators like myself over on Nebula. As soon as you sign up for CuriosityStream, you'll get an email, a welcome email from Nebula with instructions on how to sign up for that platform as well. There, you'll find some of your favorite creators like Adam Neely, 12-Tone, Mary Spender, extended versions of our videos, bonus material, podcasts from 12-Tone. You'll see a brand new Nebula original from Mary Spender about the album she just made. There's a lot of good stuff. Plus, it's just an easy way to support yours truly. I absolutely appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.